today's video, we're breaking down the best car insurance companies ranked using real-world comparisons. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and if you've ever searched for car insurance and felt super overwhelmed by ads and discounts that don't make sense and quotes that change every 5 minutes, then this video is for you. You're going to learn how the top car insurance companies actually compare, what each one does well and where they fall short, and which type of driver each option is best for. I wanted to talk about this because car insurance isn't just about price, it's about how the coverage actually works when you need it. Let's go ahead and start off with the basics though and talk about what car insurance actually is. So car insurance is essentially a contract between you and an insurance company that helps pay for costs related to accidents, damage, injuries, or liability. In exchange for a monthly or 6-month premium, the insurance company agrees to cover certain expenses based on your policy. Most car insurance policies include several main components. Liability coverage helps pay for damage or injuries you cause to others. Collision coverage helps pay for damage to your own car after an accident. Comprehensive coverage helps cover non-accident damage like theft, vandalism, or weather events. There can also be some optional add-ons like roadside assistance, rental coverage, or gap insurance. The important thing to understand is that not all car insurance companies handle these things the same way. Pricing, claims experience, flexibility, and customer support can vary a lot, even if the coverage looks similar on paper. We're starting out at number 5 with Statefarm. So Statefarm is one of the largest and most well-known car insurance companies in the country. Many people choose Statefarm because of its long history, wide availability, and large network of agents. If you like working with a local agent and having in-person support, this can be a massive advantage for you. Statefarm tends to work well for drivers who prefer a traditional insurance experience and value personal relationships. Claims are generally handled through established systems, and coverage options are familiar and standardized. Where Statefarm tends to fall lower in the ranking is flexibility and pricing transparency. Quotes can vary widely and discounts aren't always as clear up front. For some drivers, especially younger drivers or those shopping purely on price, State Farm can come in higher than expected. State Farm isn't a bad option, but it's often better suited for drivers who value brand familiarity and agent access over, customization and digital simplicity. Then coming in at number 4 is Lemonade. Lemonade approaches car insurance very differently from traditional companies. It's fully digital, app-based, and designed to make the process simpler and much more transparent. Instead of calling agents or filling out long forms, most of the experience happens directly through the app. Lemonade works well for drivers who want a straightforward, modern setup and likely be able to see their coverage very clearly. The company focuses on simplicity, which just makes it easier to understand what you're actually paying for and why. The trade-off, though, is that Lemonade might not be ideal for everyone. If you prefer working with a local agent or want more complex policy customization, the digital-only model might feel a bit limiting. Availability can also vary depending on state and driver profile. Lemonade is a solid option for tech-savvy drivers who want clarity and convenience without unnecessary complexity. Number 3 is regional and mid-size insurers. So coming in at number 3 is a category rather than a single brand, which is regional and mid-size insured companies. So these insurers often operate in specific states or regions and can sometimes offer pretty competitive pricing. Because they're smaller, they may be more flexible with underwriting and customer service. For some drivers, regional insurers provide excellent value and a bit more of a personalized experience. Claims handling can feel smoother because the company isn't dealing with nationwide volume. The downside is that availability is limited and coverage options can vary a bit more. Not every regional insurer has the same financial strength or long-term stability as larger carriers. This just means it's really important to research before committing. And at number 2, we have large national insurers as a group. These companies tend to offer broad coverage options, strong financial backing, and nationwide availability. They often have extensive claims, infrastructure, which can be reassuring after a serious accident. National insurers usually provide a wide range of discounts, bundling options, and add-ons. This can make them really appealing to families, multi-car households, or people who want everything under one policy. The main drawback is complexity. Policies can feel dense and pricing can change significantly based on pretty small factors. For some drivers, it's harder to understand why their quote looks the way that it does. This tier works well for drivers who want stability, nationwide coverage, and many options as long as they're comfortable comparing details carefully. And coming in at number 1 is actually using a car insurance survey or comparison tool. So instead of committing to a single company upfront, comparison tools let you see multiple options side by side. This matters because car insurance pricing is highly personal. That's why there is no number 1 best option. The best company for one driver may be expensive for another. A car insurance survey helps you compare quotes, coverage options, and insurers based on your actual driving profile. This gives you a clear picture of what's available instead of guessing or relying on brand names. This approach ranks the highest because it puts control back in your hands. For most drivers, this is the most practical starting point before choosing a specific company. If you want to go ahead and check out our survey tool down below, we do have a link. And once you click that link, all you have to do is answer a couple of questions. So you just type in your zip code, how many cars are on your exact policy, how old you are, if you're currently insured, any at-fault accidents in the last 3 years, if you own your home, and have you or a family member honorably served in the U.S. military. It takes you 30 seconds to answer all of these. You'll click submit and they'll give you a bunch of different options based on everything that you said. Let's talk about some common mistakes people make when choosing car insurance. So one common mistake is choosing solely based on the lowest price. Cheap coverage often means higher deductibles or less protection when something goes wrong. Another mistake is not understanding coverage limits, liability limits, collision deductibles, and comprehensive coverage all matter when you actually file a claim. Many people also forget to reshop insurance regularly. Rates change and loyalty doesn't always mean savings. Now for the pros and cons. So one of the biggest pros of car insurance is financial protection. Accidents can be expensive and insurance helps prevent those situations from becoming long-term financial problems. Good coverage also provides peace of mind, especially if you rely on your car daily. The downside is that car insurance can feel confusing and frustrating. Prices change, policies are complex, and not all claims experiences are the same. That's why choosing carefully is so important. Before we wrap up, I want to touch on a couple of bonus tips. So one helpful tip is to think about car insurance as risk management, not just a monthly bill. The goal is to protect yourself from costs that would be difficult to handle on your own. Another tip is to review your policy after major life changes. Moving, buying a new car, or changing how much you drive can all affect your rate. It's also smart to compare quotes at least once a year, exactly like I said. Even if you don't switch, knowing your options just helps keep you informed. And finally, don't ignore deductibles. A lower deductible means higher premiums, but a deductible that's too high can be pretty painful during a claim. So choose something that's actually realistic and again, fits your financial and lifestyle needs. If you want transparency, starting with a car insurance survey or comparison tool is going to make so much sense for you. If you value a traditional agent relationship, Statefarm can be a better fit. And if you want a clean digital experience, Lemonade can work really well. I personally love Lemonade because they make the claims process so simple and easy and straightforward, which just makes me actually use it. But the right choice ultimately depends on how you want to manage your insurance and how involved you want to be. I know how frustrating car insurance can feel, especially when it seems like prices change for no reason. The goal here is to understand your options clearly so you can choose coverage that actually works for your life. If you want to check out our car insurance survey or State Farm or Lemonade, we do have exclusive links down in the description below. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. It really helps us to continue to create free content just like this. This channel is dedicated to helping you understand insurance clearly so you can protect yourself without all of the confusion. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.